Hey everybody, I'm Jake, the GeekOutTech, and today I'm going to talk to you about the canvas in ScreenFlow 4's editing window. First, it's a good idea to resize the canvas area to fit your needs. You can do this by scrolling down over here to the edge of the Properties pane. When you see this symbol, just click and drag the Properties pane around to wherever you like. And you can also do the same with the timeline. Just come down here to the top of the timeline, click, and drag it up for more timeline, drag it down for more canvas area. Another thing you can do with the canvas area is to make the preview larger or smaller by zooming in and out. The first way you can do that is go up here to View, and you can zoom in and out, zoom out there. And you can also keyboard shortcut it by holding down the Command button and the equals and minus sign. Equals to make it large and minus to make it small. Now if you want to quickly go to a view where it's fit inside the canvas nicely, you can click on View and Zoom to Fit. If you click here, View and Zoom to 100%, that's going to go to the actual resolution of your video that was recorded. For me, it's 1920 by 1080, the size of my monitor. And when the preview area is larger than the canvas, you'll get the scroll bars on the side so you can scroll around. And I'm going to return this back to normal. Another thing to do before you start editing your video is to adjust the size of the canvas. You can do that by going down over here on the left and clicking this icon. And you can change the size of the canvas to exactly what you want. You can input a numerical value here, or you can scroll over to the edge and click and drag, and this will be the size of your video. Now the option down here, Snap to Front Window, I have a front window here, the System Preferences, and when you drag these edges, they will snap to the edge of that front window. Say I wanted to do a video and I only wanted to show the System Preferences window, I could adjust this and apply, and that's all you'd see in your final video. Another thing to adjust here is the background color. It's default to black. I'm going to change it to orange, and I'll show you what that's for in a second. I'm going to reset these values back to normal because I want the whole area, and apply. And you notice the gray area around here kind of takes on that orange cast that I adjusted it to. Now I'm going to move the screen recording off to the side. And there you see the background color. Now if your video doesn't cover the full preview area, this orange color will show in your final video. Now if you don't like the orange color or whatever color you pick, you like your typical transparency view, the checkerboard, you can change to that. Go up here to View and Show Checkerboard. Now just note that if you choose to show the checkerboard, any area that's not covered when you do your final export, that will show up as your background color that you chose. So I'm going to drag the screen recording back to its normal position. Another thing to note here is that when you have an item selected in the canvas, you'll get the adjustment border around the edge. And you also notice down here in the timeline, your item will be highlighted with a yellow border. Now let's select the FaceTime camera here, this item, and I get the adjustment border. And a few things to note, we'll come over here to the video properties in the pane over here. And there's several different things, scale and position. These values will change as you move things around and adjust these items in your canvas view. So if I move this item around, those position values will change. While I move this item around is guidelines appear in your typical positions. There's a center guideline, and that's the dead center of the preview pane. Now you can also adjust the size of any item in the canvas, and you can do so by clicking and dragging one of these circles. If you want to keep the aspect ratio, just hold down the Shift button while you click and drag this, and this item will keep that aspect ratio. And when you keep the aspect ratio, your scale value will change over here in the video properties. Another thing you can do is rotate an item in the canvas. Just click this little circle here and you can drag it to rotate an item. The farther you drag this circle away from the center, you'll be able to adjust this with a lot more precision. And your guidelines show up at your 90-degree angles. So that's the canvas area of ScreenFlow's editing window. I'm Jake, the GeekOutTech. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It's the easiest way to support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.